He just took me in and met Randy. He was pastor here before he'd written any books or anything like that, and took me in and said, she has nowhere to live, And Randy called that night, I think, and said, I talked to Nanci. We'd like you to come live with us. And that's what they did. I met Nanci when I was 18 years old, barely 18. And I arrived on her front porch with a garbage bag of my belongings. That's how I met her. She was a pastor's wife with a toddler, and she was pregnant with a second. And she opened her home and made me a cozy, comfortable room in their house for me to live in. Through the months that I was there, she made meals for me. She cleaned up after me. She worried about me and waited up for me when I didn't say where I was going or when I would be back. She made a dress for me when she made one for her daughter for Easter that year. She and Randy got me my first Bible, and it had my name in it. I remember the day that they gave that to me. She apologized to me when her words or her attitude were harsh. And that was a first, to have somebody do that. It taught me something. She prayed for me. She prayed with me when I didn't know who I was even praying to. God tells us in Proverbs that he sets the lonely in families. And he did that. He does. She was there holding my hand when I had my first child. And she made important, life-altering decisions at a time when I wasn't able to. She played salty praise tapes for Karina, and Karina would dance like a lunatic, but I absorbed every word. She explained Randy's dumb jokes to me that no human being would understand. She was Jesus with skin on in the most practical of ways. She represented. That's what she did. It's safe to say that because of her and Randy, my entire life changed and my universe exploded. I met Jesus because of them, because of their love and faithfulness and their patience and their endurance with me. She was there helping when I got married. She celebrated with Rod and I when we had Josiah and Amy. She came to prison and to the homeless shelters to support me when I gave my talks to the Bible study ladies. That's like a mom, right? She and Randy took Rod and I to our first NFL game. Go Hawks. And she hired me to work at EPM when I had zero computer or office experience. So I worked a little bit and we laughed a lot. Over time, Nanci became my mentor, my confidant, my mom figure, my sister in Christ, and unbelievable to her or me, we became good friends. When we had grandchildren, we became even closer. We both loved Jesus, dogs, football, and our grandchildren, and not always in that order. She mentored and discipled me throughout our whole relationship. I called her first in trials and in celebratory times. She worried about me driving home at night from her house like a mom. She worried when I was in the hospital for routine procedures, and she would call Angie and tell Angie, her daughter, to go in and check on me and make sure that I was okay. And Angie did, I think, like 3 or 4 times. Thank you, Angie. I leaned on her hard, and she let me. She is faithful, and she's steadfast. And like it says in 1 Corinthians 15:58, it says, "Therefore, my beloved brothers, be firm and steadfast, and always fully devoted to the work of the Lord, knowing that in the Lord your labor is not in vain." And Nanci's work was not in vain. She showed me who God is by her words, but more importantly, by her actions. And she literally poured herself into my life. And I just think everyone should have a Nanci. And I guess more importantly than that is everyone should try to be a Nanci to somebody else. She saved me. So I just will miss her so much.